Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with the same module, that is the website design, and the last chapter of this module, that is the last chapter of this tutorial, that is the chapter number 40. In the last class we have finished with the chapter number 39, that is what are the various HTML and character encoding that is used within the HTML. So let's start with the previous class session, what we have covered in the last class, then move to today's topic, that is chapter number 40. So let's start with the previous class session. In the last class we have started with, or we have covered the chapter number 39, that is what are the various character encoding, or what are the various HTML character encoding that is used within the HTML. So character encoding is a method of converting the bytes into the character. So if I want to convert the byte into the character, that is done by the character encoding. So character encoding means converting the bytes into the character, that is known as the character encoding. And to validate or display an HTML document properly, a program must choose a proper character encoding. That is, a program must choose a proper character encoding that is used, that is displayed within the HTML. And the most common character that is used, and the most common that is used, or the most common character set, or the character encoding that is used in the computer is the ASCII. That is, ASCII is the format that is most frequently used character encoding that is used within the HTML. So we have studied about the ASCII as well as the non-ASCII characters in the last class also, and in the last class also. This is the ASCII character that is used, that is the most widely used character, that is the ASCII, and this is used for the encoding the text electronically. So if I want to encode the text electronically, that is done by the ASCII characters. And this is probably the most important use character that is used for the encoding the text electronically. So ASCII encoding supports not only the uppercase, the lowercase alphabet that is used within the alphabet, or that is used within the HTML. So it supports the alphabet, that is the encoding the character that is used, and the number, that is 0 and the 9, and some extra character that is also used, that makes a total of the 128 characters. So ASCII is also used for making the character, for making the content that is used within the HTML. So we have studied about the various ASCII character that is used within the HTML, that is used to denote what are various ASCII character that is used within the HTML. So there are various ASCII characters that is used within the HTML to denote the ASCII format. That is, what are the various ASCII format that is used within the HTML. However, many languages uses the accent Latin characters or completely different alphabet that is used, and the ASCII have a different format. ASCII does not address these characters, therefore you need to learn about the characters encoding if you want to use any non-ASCII characters. And there is the ISO, that is the International Standard Organization, that created a range of character sets to deal with different national character, that is how to deal with the different national characters. And for the document in the English and the most other Western European languages, the widely supported encoding characters are the ISO 88591, that is U. So there is a standard that is used with the ISO, that is used with the ASCII, that is the ISO 88591. These are the various character sets that is used, that is the ISO 88591. This is used as a Latin alphabet part 1, that is used to convert, or that covers the North America, Western Europe, Latin America, the Caribbean, then Canada, Africa. Then ISO 88592, that is the next part that covers, or that is used, or that is a description, is the Latin alphabet part 2, that covers the Eastern Europe. Then 88593, that is the ISO 88593, that contains the Latin alphabet part 3, then that covers the SEE Europe, Esperanto, miscellaneous others. Then ISO 88594, that contains the Latin alphabet part 4, that covers the Scandinavian, Baltics, that is the 88594. Then ISO 88595, that contains the Latin, then Syriac. So this is the alphabet, this is the language that is used, that is the Syriac. That language is used, that is the alphabet that is of the part 5. So that is the ISO 88595. Then ISO 88596, that is the next part that have a value, and this is a description, that is a Latin Arabic. So if I want to use the Arabic, then we have then we have to use the ISO 88596, Then ISO 88597, that is a Latin Greek alphabet, that is a part 7. Then ISO 88598, that have a Latin Hebrew alphabet part 8, that is a ISO 88598. Then ISO 88599, that is a Latin 5 alphabet part 9, that is same as the ISO 88591, except Turkish characters replaces the Icelandic one. So whatever the Turkish character that are replaced by the Icanshi one, that is the ISO 88591. So these are the various, again the character, that is the ISO 885910, then ISO 885915, that is the same as the ISO 88591 but with more characters added. So that is used with the ISO 88591, that is used, and that have a various value, that have a value that is more useful with the more character that is added with this one. The next is the ISO 2022 JP, that have a Latin Japanese alphabet part 1. Then ISO 2022 JP2, that have a Latin Japanese alphabet part 2. Then ISO 2022 KR. So this is the ISO 2022 KR, that have a Latin Korean alphabet part 1. And the Unicode consortium was then set up to devise a way to show all the characters of different languages. That is a Unicode consortium that is used to take the device, that is used to give the device, that is used to for the different character for the different languages, that is used with the incompatible character codes for the different languages. Therefore, if you want to create the document that use characters from multiple sets, you will be able to do so using the single Unicode character encoding. Then we also studied about the Unicode characters. So these are the various Unicode characters that is defined, and these are divided into three categories, that is the UTF-8, UTF-16 and UTF-32. So these are the three categories of the Unicode translation formats that is also used, that is the UTF-8, that is the UTF-16 and UTF-32. Unicode therefore specifies the encoding that can deal with the string in the spatial way so as to make enough space for the huge character set in it encompasses. These are known as a UTF-8, UTF-16 and UTF-32. So first is the UTF-8, that is a Unicode translation format that comes in the 8-bit character. So this comes in the 8-bit unit, that is it comes in the byte. So 8 bits are the byte, so it comes in the byte and it reaches for the 1 to the 4 bytes. So it can be 1 to the 4 bytes long, making the UTF-8 variable width. That means there is a variable width, that is the width of the UTF, the width of the Unicode translation format is changed, or the variable, it is a variable and it can be changed from the one form to the another form, that is the UTF-8. Then UTF-16, next part is the UTF-16, that have a Unicode translation format that comes in the 16-bit units, that is it comes in the short. So if whatever it comes in the short, that will be UTF-16, and it can be one or the two shorts long, making the UTF-16 variable width, that is the UTF-16. Then next is the UTF-32, that is that comes in the 32-bit unit, that is it comes in the long. So it comes in the shorts, that is the 16, next it comes in the long. So it has a fixed width format. So remember this have a variable fixed variable width. This is also variable width, but this has a fixed width format, that is a UTF-32, and it always one long in the length. The first 256 character of Unicode characters set correspond to the 256 character of the 88591. By default, HTML4 processor should contain UTF-8, and the XML processor are supposed to support 8 and the 16. And therefore, all the XHTML compliant processors should also support the UTF-16. So this is also supported by the UTF-16. Now comes to the next chapter, that is chapter number 40, that is the HTML depreciated code. That is what are the various HTML depreciated code that is used within the HTML. These are the this is a complete list of HTML tags and the attributes are given here. These are the known as the depreciated code that is used. So complete list of depreciated HTML tags are used over here along with their equivalent tags or alternative CSS option. So that is used with the CSS option, that is used with the depreciated tags that is used within the HTML. So the first tag that is used is the applet, and this is the description that is a depreciated, then specifies an applet, that this is the attribute, that is the this is the alternate, that is the object. The next is the base font. This is also the depreciated code that specifies a base font. The next is the center, that is also the depreciated, that specifies a center text, that is a text align. Then dir, that is also the depreciated, that specifies the directory list, that is a dir. Then embed, that is depreciated, that embeds an application in a document. So if I want to embed any application that is embedded by the one of the depreciated code, that is a embed. Then next is the font, that is a depreciated, that specifies the text font size and the color. So if I want to specify any size, any color, that is specified by the font tag. Then next is the is index, that is also the depreciated code that specifies a single line input field, that is the is index. Then listing, that is the next depreciated tag that is used, that is depreciated code that specifies the listing of the item. So if I want to list any item, that is specified by the listing tag. And the alternative that is used is the pre tag, that means the pre matlab pre means the pre-formatted tags, whatever the content that we are giving, that is print as it is, that is defined by the pre tag. Then next is the menu tag. So this is also the depreciated tag that specifies a menu list. So if I want to specify any menu list, that is specified by the menu tag. So these are the various depreciated tags. One is applet, then base font, then center, then dir, then embed, then font, then is index, then listing, then menu. The next is the plain text, that is also the depreciated text that specifies the plain text. So if I want to specify any plain text, that is specified by the or that is done by the plain text tag. So which tag is used, that is the plain text tag, and the alternative that is used is the pre tag. The next is the S tag, that is also the depreciated tag that specifies the strike through. So if I want to strike through anything, that is also done by the S tag, that is S means strike through that is used, that is also depreciated tag that is used within the HTML. And the description, or the we can say the alternative that is used is the text decoration. The next is the strike that specifies the strike through text. This is also the same as for the S strike, the same as one that is also used for the text, or alternative is the text decoration. Then next is the U, that is also a depreciated tag that specifies the undersigned text, that is a text decoration. Then XMP, that is also the depreciated, that specifies the pre-formatted text. So if there is a pre-formatted text that is used, that is specified by the XMP, and the alternative text that is used is the pre tag. So these are the various depreciated tags. This is the table that shows what are the various depreciated tags that is used within the HTML. This is the plain text, then S, then strike, then U, this XMP, this is the menu, listing, S index. So these are the various we can say the depreciated tags that is used within the HTML that is HTML depreciated tags. Now what are the various next is what are the various HTML depreciated attributes. So we have finished with the tags, that is what are the various depreciated tags. Now next part is what are the various depreciated attribute. So after the tag there will be attribute, that is a feature, that is a HTML deprecated attributes. So following is the list of deprecated HTML attributes and alternative CSS options available. First is the attribute, then this is the description, this is the alternative, right? So what is the attribute that is used? That is the align attribute, one of the align attribute, that is also the deprecated, and this is the description that specifies the positioning of an element. So if I want to position the element as a left, that is the align tag is used, that is the align attribute, that is the ALIGN, that is the align attribute that specifies the positioning of an element. And what is the alternative that is used? That is a text align, float, and the vertical align. That means the alternative text that is used is the text align, float, and the vertical align, and the attribute that is used is the align. The next is the a link, that specify the color of an active link or the selected link. So if I want to specify any color of the active link, or that is what is the color of an active link or the selected link, that is specified by the a link, that is the active link, that is the a link, that is specified by the that is done by the attribute, that is the a link, that means the active link. So what is the color of the active link? That is specified by the a link. And the align is used for positioning the element, that is what is the position of the element, whether it may be the left, whether it may be the right, whether it may be the center, that is align attribute. So that specifies the positioning of the element. And the alternative that is used for the align is the text align, float, and the vertical align. So these are the three aligns that is used, that is the align, that is the float, and the vertical align. So there are three alignment, that is alternative that is used with the align attribute. Then next is the a link, that specifies the color of an active cell or the selected link. So if I want to specify the color of an active link or the selected link, that is done by the a link. Then the alternative that is used is the active. The next is the background, that specifies the background image. So if I want to specify any background image, that is also the deprecated tag, that is done by the background tag. And the alternative that is used is the background image. Then BG color, that specifies the BG color, or that specifies the background color. So if I want to give the background color, so what is the attribute name that is used is the background or BG color. Then next is the sorry. This is the alternative that is used. That is This is the alternative that is used is the background color. So we can also give the alternative. We can also provide the alternative that is known as a background. Then there is a hyphen. Then there is a color, that is a COLOR. The next attribute is the border, that is BORDER, that specifies the border width of any element. So if I want to specify the border width of any element, that is specified by the border tag, that is BORDER. So this specifies the border width of any element. And the attribute that is used, or alternative that is used, is the border width. Then next is the clear, that is also the tag, that is a clear, that indicates how the browser should display the line after the BR element. So if I want to display, or if I want to show that which line is specified by the BR tag, that is done by the clear tag. That is done by the clear attribute, not the tag. So this indicates how the browser should display the line after the BR element, that is done by the clear attribute. So if I want to identify what is the content that is displayed after the BR tag, after using the BR tag, that content is displayed, or that content is formatted using the clear tag or the clear attribute. And the alternative that is used with this one is the clear only. The next is the height, that is very important attribute, that specifies the height of the body. So if I want to specify the height of the body and other elements, so if there is any height, for example, if I want to give the height of the table, I want to give the height of the image, that is specified by the height attribute. And important thing that we have already studied, that height we can give in the pixel or either in the percentage. So it is our requirement, it is our choice whether we can give the height or the width in the pixel, or that whether we are giving the height or the width in the percentage. That is any form we can give, that is the height. And the alternative that is used is the height, that specifies the height of a body and other elements. The next is the H space. This specifies the amount of white space or the padding that should appear left or right of an element, that is the H space, that is the horizontal space. So this specifies the amount of white space, that is what is the amount of white space that is used, or the padding that should appear left or right of an element, that is the H space, that is the horizontal space. So this specifies the amount of white space or the padding that should appear left or right. That means horizontal space means that is either left or the right. And the alternative that is used is the padding. Then next is the language, that specifies the scripting language being used. So whatever the scripting language that is used, that is specified by the attribute, that is a language. So this specifies what is the scripting language that is used, that is a language attribute. And the alternative that is used is the type attribute. And the next attribute is the link attribute. So if I want to give the link, that is if I want to give the URL link, for example with the HTTP, so that is displayed by that is done by the link, or that is done by the attribute, that is a link. So we specify the default color of all the links in the document. That is, if I want to specify the default color in the width or color of the document, that is specified by the link tag. I'm just coming within 2 minutes. So sorry for the delay, there is some bandwidth problem that is occurred in the institutes. So next is the H space, that specifies the amount of the white space or the padding that should appear left or right of an element. So if there is a left or the right element that should appear, that is done by the H space. And next is the language, that specifies the scripting language that is being used. So there is a scripting language that is being used, that is a language. So this specifies the scripting language that is being used, and the parameter or the alternative content that is used is the type. Then next is the link, that specify the default color of all the links in the documents. If I want to specify the default color of the links, that is specified by the link tag or the link attribute. Then next is the no wrap, that means this is also the attribute that is available. That means there is no wrapping among the content, among the data. So if I want to apply that there is no wrap, the content will be available within single line only, that will be no wrap. That so we have to use the attribute that is a no wrap, that prevents the text from wrapping within the table cell. And the alternative that is used is the white space. And then next is a start, that indicates the number at which a browser should start numbering at a list. So if I want to start the numbering at a list, that is done by the start attribute. So this indicates the number at which a browser should start numbering at a list, that is a start tag. And the alternative that is used is a counter reset. Then next is the text, that specifies the color of body tag. So if I want to specify the color of a body tag, that is specified by the color, also that is specified by the text attribute. And the alternative that is used is the color. The next is the type attribute. This specifies the type of list in the li tag. So if I want to specify the type, that is a definition type, definition list, which type it is used, so that is specified by the type attribute. So this specifies the type of the list in the li tag. Then next is the v-link, that specifies the color of the visited link. So whatever the color that is used, that is specified by the v-link. And this link is used for the specify the color of the visited link is the visited. Then next is the v-space, that specifies the amount of white space or padding that should appear above or below an element. So if I want to specify the amount of white space or the padding that should appear, that is specified by the v-space, that is a vertical space. That is a alternative that is used is the padding. We have already discussed about the cell padding and the cell spacing. The next is the width, that specifies the width of the body and the other elements. So if I want to specify the width of the body, that is specified by the width attribute. And the alternative that is used is the width alternative. Now we have finished with the HTML, that is a PDF of the HTML, that is the HTML tutorial. Now I'm just going through the whole HTML, that is what we have covered within the HTML, and then from Monday onwards, that is in the Monday's class, I'm going to start with the next module, that is your next module, that is a research skills. Alright, So let's recall what we have covered in the HTML. This is very important concept. There is no HTML content that is available. So this is the basics of the HTML, what we have covered in the day-to-days or in this HTML content in the HTML file. This is the whole crux of the HTML file. This is the HTML basics. First of all, what is the HTML? Now, HTML is a hypertext language, as we have discussed. Then what are the various objectives of the HTML? That is, what are the various content that is used within the HTML? So by the end of the workshop, you will be able to use a text editor to author an HTML document, how to use the basic tags that is used within the paragraph, how to emphasize on that paragraph, then how to create the hyperlinks to other documents, then how to create the email link. So these are the various objective that is used within the HTML. Now, what is the prerequisite for the HTML? That is, what is the main requirement? The main requirement is a notepad or any text editor on which we can write the text. That is a notepad. Then what is an HTML file? That have extension .html. That is a HTML file. This is a mypage.html that is used. Then this is the example that is explained about the HTML. There is a head tag, the head will be closed, title tag. So these are the various example, and that is these are the main tags that is used. That is the HTML, body, head, title. These are the 4 tags. Then next is the HTML or the HTML extension. Every HTML file have extension that is either HTML or .html or .html. Then how to view the HTML sources. These are the various sources. How to view by view the view source by taking the view source by taking or looking at the notepad. The next is the HTML tags. That is what are the various HTML tags that is used. So these are the tags that is used to mark up the HTML elements, and these tags are surrounded by the 2 characters. So tags are surrounded by the 2 characters, that is a left angle bracket and the right angle bracket. Then there is an angle bracket that is used, and that comes in the pairs. One is the opening tag, one is the closing tag. There is the start and the end tag. Then there are 2 tags, that is a logical and the physical tag that is used. So there is a gap between the logical and the, or there is a difference between the logical and the physical tags. Then what are the various HTML element that is used? So what are the various HTML element that is used? So this is one of the example of the HTML element. There is a HTML, then head, title, head close, body. This is body close, HTML close. Now, next is the nested tag. That is, what are the various nested tag? That is one tag within another tag. So this is P tag, then B tag, then EM tag. So this is one tag is used within the another tag. That is a nested tag. Then why use the lowercase tags? That is, what is the main scenario of using the lowercase tags? Why we are using the lowercase tags? So what is the main use of the lowercase tags? So that is a tag attribute that is used. So attributes can provide the additional information about the HTML elements on the page. That is the tags attribute. So what are the various tags attribute that is used within the HTML? Then body BG color equals to blue. That means the body of the or that our body have a BG color, that is the blue. That is the tag attributes. Then this is the code styles. Either we can use the red within the double quotes, either we can use the red within the single quotes. Then these are the various basic HTML tags that we are using. That is the HTML, then body, then H1 to the H6, then P tag, BR tag, HR tag. This is the comments. These are the various basic HTML tag that is used within the HTML. Then next is the heading tag that is used within the HTML, that is used within the HTML tag. That is the heading tag that starts from the H1 to the S6. So there are 6 headings that is used. So that is H1 till S6 that we have discussed. Then next is the paragraph that we have already discussed. That is the P tag is used for the paragraph tags. Then next is the line break tag, that is we have already discussed. That is a line break means to break the line to move to the next line, that is done by the line break tag that is used within the HTML. That is a line break tag. So this is a line break tag that is used. So which tag is used for the line break? That is a BR tag is used for the line break. That is a BR tag. Then if I want to give the line, that is done by the HR tag, that is horizontal rule, that is the HR tag. Then what are the various commands that is used within the HTML, how to give the command. This is the scenario, that is how to use a comment or how to give the command within the HTML. This is the content, or this is one of the example that is used within the HTML, that is try it out. This is one of the content. And these are the various other HTML tags that we have studied. That is, what are the various HTML tags that is studied within the HTML. These are the other HTML tags. This is a logical tag, this is the abbreviation, acronym, address, this is a cite, that is a citation tag, code tag, black code tag, del tag that defines the text, then DFN, that is a definition term, then emphasize text, then INS, that is the inserted text, then keyboard text, then pre-tag, Q tag. So these are the various tags, listing of the tags that is used. These are the logical tags, these are the physical tags. Then these are the solved example or some example of the coding, that is how to use the coding. The next is the HTML character entities, that is how to use the HTML character entities. This is we have studied in, that is how to use the entity, that is ampersand NBSP for the space. This is for the less than, that is LT, greater than, we have studied. Then non-breaking space, so if I want to give the non-breaking space, this is also available with it by using the 10 value or the another values. Then font tag is used for giving the HTML fonts. Then HTML background, that is how to give the background, either using the body, then background attribute, either using the BG color. This is the background, this is the BG color. Both are the attribute that is used. This is one of the example. Then we already studied about the HTML colors, that is what are the various colors, that is RGB colors, then color name. These are the various color names that we have studied in detailed chapters. Then web safe color, then 16 million different colors. Then this is a HTML list. We have already studied about the ordered list, unordered list. This is the ordered list, that is a UL. Then this is the unordered list, that is a UL. Then ordered list, that is a OL. Then definition list, that is a DL. This is one of the example that is used. Then next is the HTML links, that is what are the various HTML links that is used, that is which tag is used, that is the anchor tag is used for the HTML link, that is the A tag. Then href is the attribute that is used, that is the anchor and the href. The next is the target attribute. The next is the email links, that is we can also give the email links. Then anchor tag and the name attributes. Then how to insert the HTML images, that is done by the image tag, that is the img tag, and src is the attribute. We already studied about this one. This is one of the example of the this image tag. Then we also studied about the ALT, that is the alternative attribute that is used within the anchor tag. So if the image is not available, if the image is not displayed, then the alternative tag is displayed, that is smiling happy chef. This is one of the example of the image tag. Then we have already studied about the tables, that is how to insert a table, that is a HTML table by using the table tag. And there are TD tag, that is a table data, then TR tag, that is a table row data. This is a code that is used, that the table tr, td, tr close, tr open, td, td, tr. These are the various tags that is used within the HTML. Then next is the table and the border attribute, that is how to give the table and the border attribute. So these are the various attributes that is used within the table and the border. And that is tr, td. Then this is the code, that is the border equals to 1, 2, 3, whatever the code that is used. Then this is a heading in a table, that is done by the th. So this is the heading that we are giving, that is the heading, that is the th. Then we also studied about the cell padding and the cell spacing, that is what is the cell padding and what is the cell spacing. So if I want to give the space between the cells, that is done by the cell spacing. And if I want to give the space between the content and the boundary of the cell, that is the cell padding. These are the various table tags, that is the table, th, tr, td, caption, column group, columns. Then how to give the table size, by defining the table width, that is the table width attribute, that is either in the pixel, either in the percentage. Then next is the HTML layout, that is how to use it by using the table. This is one of the example. This is create your own page, that is the last topic. So this is your time to create your own page. This is the crux of the HTML. So we have finished this module, that is a website design, in the today's class, and in the in the Monday's class I'm going to start with the next module. Listen carefully. Next module, that is of the semester 3 module, that is a research skills. All right. So that's all for today's session. And if there is any doubts, you can ask the doubts from me. And from Monday onwards, we'll be taking a new module, that is a research skills. All right. So thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye. And we will be meeting at the Monday with the new module. And if there is any doubts in this module, that is HTML, you can frankly ask the doubts at any time, whether it may be in the new module at any time, either through email, either through direct face to face, anything. So thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye.